What's up, guys, and welcome back. Today I'm super excited because I'm standing right next to this brand new 2023 Dodge Hornet GT all-wheel drive. So we're going to be able to find out what the buzz is all about. This is a brand new model, the first brand new model from Dodge in over a decade. And thanks to Arrigo, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Margate, Florida, I'm going to be able to take in a complete tour of this vehicle. We're going to check it out from the exterior, interior, play with some cool, interesting features on the inside of this vehicle, as well as check out this brand new engine by taking it for a spin at the end of this video. And if this is the first time we meet, my name is Matt, and I post 2 car reviews every single week. If that's something that interests you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Now let's get back to this. Well, let's check out what the buzz is all about. I'm pretty sure you've seen the commercials for this brand new Dodge Hornet on TV. They haven't been trying to spending money on them. The Hornets are coming, they're buzzing, all that stuff. And finally, they are here at the dealerships. They just started arriving a couple days ago. So I'm super excited that I get to present you with one at my channel. Now, the first time that I saw the Dodge Hornet was at Miami Auto Show last year when they made a big introduction of this vehicle. They actually had the RT, which is the plug-in hybrid version, a more powerful one that's not available as of yet, but it's coming at the later of this year. Now, what I have for you today is the base trim. Now, this is the GT all-wheel drive, not a GT Plus. It doesn't really have too many options on it. I'll list all of them in the description of this video, but let's see what you get for around $30,000. So first of all, the Dodge brand is all about the masculinity, about the performance, about the speed, and they had to incorporate it even in this small compact SUV. So take a look at the hood. I do like how sculpted it is, how masculine it is. It does have an actual real air exhaust right on top of it, hot air exhaust. And then, you know, take a look at the front. If you look here, you almost see like a Dodge Charger, maybe less of a Dodge Durango, but kind of a similar styling to the brand. You have a LED lights with the LED daytime running lights. Piano black as far as the grille over here with the bright red Dodge logo. Right here, piano black with a lot of space for the air to get in, help with cooling off the engine. This portion right here, unfortunately, this is just for decoration. They're not open, so those are not air curtains, just the trim levels. And if overall this vehicle looks familiar to another CUV, and that's because it is based on the brand new Alfa Romeo Tonale platform. It shares a lot of its components, a lot of the sheet metal, even on the exterior, as well as on the interior, and of course the power plant, although I don't think that Alfa Romeo is going to be available with this engine. Let's check it out. And what's underneath the hood of the Hornet is a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine producing 268 horsepower, 295 foot-pounds of torque, made it to a 9-speed automatic transmission. This powerful engine is capable of sending this vehicle 0 to 60 in the mid-6 seconds. I don't know the official numbers, but it's been tested about 6.5, 6.6 seconds. I do like the rest of this setup right here. You do have sound insulation. You do have hood struts, which is hard to find on the vehicle in this price range. And I'll be super excited to take it for a spin at the end of this video. There's been a little bit of a confusion of where this vehicle competes at. Some magazines, such as Car and Driver, compare it to the CR-V and the RAV4. Others compare it to the HR-V and the Corolla Cross. I'm leaning towards the second one. Let me know what you think in your comment section below. Now, if you look at the design of this vehicle, this portion right here looks basically identical to the Alfa Romeo Tonale, so it has some of the characteristics of this Italian sports car maker. Let's take a look at the front end right here. This is a base model. You do have some matte black that's going around the wheels as well as the bottom portion of the vehicle and continues basically all around it. Now, you do have the Hornet badge right over here. Standard wheels, 17-inch wheels. They scream, hey, upgrade me, put something bigger on it, which you can do by even putting like this black top package on. You're gonna get upgraded to the black wheels, which are 18-inch wheels. You have also the blacked out Hornet badge and some of the other amenities that are on the interior of this vehicle. This one doesn't have it. So as far as the tire size, 215, 60, 17s, rather small tires. Now you do have the regular door handles with the button. You push it, you lock it, unlock it. You don't have to push anything on the key itself. You do have the exposed keyhole. Top of the mirror, same color as the rest of the vehicle. If you like it, they call it the Steele blue, and that's $495 option. Everything around the windows right here has been blacked out, and you can see the shark fin antenna. No sunroof on this vehicle. Let's check it out from the back. Pretty sleek design in the back. I do like the lights. That's the first thing that pops, right? The lights go across the entire vehicle. They're LED, they glow in the dark. They do have the Dodge logo right in the middle, as well as kind of etched inside of the lights right over here. Third brake light built into the gate spoiler, exposed wiper. Bottom of this vehicle is matte black, just like we've seen pretty much on the sides and in the front. Reflector lights, rear view camera. You got Hornet on one side, GT on the other. What I'm really surprised about, that with the powerful engine, they didn't do the exposed exhaust on it. I would like to probably see that. Maybe on the RT version you'll have it, or on the track package. Well, let's pop the gate and find out how much room we have. The gate is manual on the base model. However, they're not very hard to open, and there's quite a bit of room inside. Well, let's check out the cargo roominess inside of here. Now, this is pretty deep, yet fairly narrow. I believe that's because of the wheels being behind it. They couldn't extend it further to the sides. Now, you do have a little bit of illumination that's on both sides. You have the 12-volt power adapter. Underneath the floor right here, you have an extra storage compartment. I believe there's enough room to actually put a spare tire, which is not included in this vehicle. Instead, you do have a fix-a-flat, basically. Now, the seats are foldable, and I have this open. That just shows you that there is a pass-through to the interior of this vehicle. You do have a removable cargo cover, and let's see if we can fold down these seats. And with the cargo cover removed and the seats folded down, this is how much room you'll have on the interior, which is quite a bit. Let's talk about the roominess in the back. Considering the size of this vehicle, I actually think that does have quite a bit of room. Now, comparing to the vehicles as a Honda HR-V or the Toyota Corolla Cross, definitely about the same roominess. So I'm 6 feet tall. I have the front seat adjusted to my regular driving position. I am not touching, but barely not touching the front seat. I do have plenty of headroom, shoulder room. The seats are on the tougher side, but they're not uncomfortable. Take a look at the rest of this interior. As always, we're going to start with the rear door panel. As you can see, some variations in colors as well as the materials of it, which is a nice and refreshing, considering a lot of the competitors just use the black hard plastic. So you do have this different color trim around the door handle. You have the window control, of course. This is nicely padded for your armrest, as well as this is padded as well. Now you do have a little bit more storage at the bottom of the door, a speaker. And let's move inside. Now let's take a look. It does have a slight bump right on the floor because it is an all-wheel drive system, and it does have the seat back pockets in both driver and passenger seat. You have your own vents, which is really refreshing, as well as you do have your USB Type-C and Type-A ports in here. Now, like I mentioned, the seats are on the tougher side, but they're dressed in this fabric slash looks almost like a neoprene material on it. And right in the middle, you do have the console that opens up with the 2 cup holders. And of course, you do have a pass-through to the back as well. And before we get inside, let's listen to the sound of the closing door. Actually, that's pretty good. You can definitely feel the solidness of the Alfa Romeo in here. And the front door panel, basically just like the back, you do have the same kind of trim around the door handle, lock, unlock, window mirror lock controls, padded armrest, and then a little bit more storage inside. Now, this is a base trim level, so you will not get the power adjustments on the seats. They're both manual, driver and passenger. A little bit more profile than you've seen in the back, of course, and I do like it. I'm not sure if that's the real neoprene, but it definitely feels like it as well. Let me jump inside and show you the rest of this interior. Here it is, the interior of this Dodge Hornet. It's definitely impressive. Keep in mind we're sitting in the base trim. There's really not much added on it, and once we get to those features, I'll let you know what they are. You have the standard 10.25-inch display right in the middle, 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster. We have this really nice sporty steering wheel. Feels good to the touch. Looks like the Alfa Romeo steering wheel, with the exception that at Alfa Romeo, this is where you start the vehicle. On the Dodge, they moved it over down there. Now, what else we have on the steering wheel right here? So you have your cruise control and adaptive cruise control settings on the left-hand side. Dodge logo right here, and this is where you change what's going on in the instrument cluster. That's, of course, to select and to change the different displays. Now you have the up and down as far as the volume and the phone controls. You do have the steering wheel flat at the bottom, so it is on the sportier side. Let's check out what's going on in the instrument cluster right here. So this is your basic mode right here, and check this out. There's no numbers basically on it, but as I rev it up, boom, the numbers start showing up. That's pretty cool, right? The same thing goes for the speed, but if you do turn on the sport mode, it changes to this. It says sport mode on. So that's basically adjust a few settings on it, but then the numbers are visible both on the speedometer and the tachometer. Right here you can see the G settings in the middle. We can change that going through, like right now we have the performance. You can change it to speedometer. That's the G settings. Driver assist systems off. I think that's basically because we put it in the sport mode. No stored messages, and then back to speedometer. So that's some kind of customization that you can do. This is all digital. It's nice and visible. Also, you have this 10.25-inch screen right over here. This is very nice display for a base vehicle, and you do have this brand new Uconnect 5 that a lot of, or all the new Chrysler and Jeep and Dodge vehicles basically are coming with. Now, this is standard. Again, there's nothing added to this one. So let's see what we have. This is your main menu right here. You can see as far as the media, you have the FM, AM, and does it have the Sirius XM? Yeah, it does have the Sirius XM. You can also connect your phone, and I'm going to check it out. There's an Apple CarPlay, so there was a phone that was connected to it. Somebody's, not mine. I'm going to try to connect my phone to see if we have wireless Android Auto on this base vehicle. There you go. I found the Uconnect. We're going to pair it with it. Okay, same pin, yes. And we are connected. You want to connect to the Android Auto? Yes. And let's see what the Android Auto does. Yep, there you go. Continue on the screen setup right here. And voila. So you have your navigation. This is my Android Auto. And then, of course, you can go back to this type of screen setup. It's nice. It's really bright. I do like the quality of the display. Well, speaking about the options that were added on it, because they're just popping up on my screen right here, so you can see heated seats, heated steering wheel. It actually does have the cold weather package. Go figure, in Florida, but it does it. So as far as the comfort features, let's see what we have. So here's your climate control. You can adjust the temperature, but you can also see where the air is coming out of. And of course, with this package, you have the heated seats and the heated steering wheel. And then you have the fan speeds right down below that you can adjust as well. Well, let's go to the vehicle settings and let's see what we have. Screen off and rear view camera, which is a nice thing to check out. So this is, again, the base model, and you do have the rear view camera basically taking off maybe just a little bit more than half of the screen, but the quality of this camera is amazing. It's really a lot better than some of the competitors. And you know, there's an icon of the vehicle I think that this is for your parking sensors front and back, but there's no 360 on here, but the quality of the camera is really nice. So performance, as far as the vehicle, let's see what we have. So you have the turbo PSI and foot-pounds of torque that are showing up, consumption history. Well, talking about the gas mileage, okay, it is a pretty quick vehicle with a rather powerful engine. So you're gonna have 24 combined, 21 the city, 29 on the expressway. And you have to keep in mind that it does come standard with the all-wheel drive system. So those are the numbers with the all-wheel drive system. Controls, settings, got lots of settings, cluster options, custom areas on cluster, area 2 upper right, external temperature. You can actually set different things to it, as we've seen in other of the Jeep and Chrysler models. So this is a lot of customization that is going in here. Widget list down here, show main category bar labels, set theme 1 or theme 2 loading. Okay, not a huge change. I'm not even sure what changed, but I guess there's 2 different themes. Back to home screen, and this is basically what you have as display. And I don't think you get the navigation standard with this one. You'll have to upgrade to the higher trim level. I do like it. I think that for a base model, this has plenty. Down here, you have your additional vents, and you know, you can close them, you can open them. Hazard lights, of course. There's some shortcut buttons which are important in my opinion. That's for your air conditioning and heating. Then you have the 12-volt power adapter, USB-C, USB Type A. You have, you know, a place to put your phone. No wireless charging on this base model, and then you can turn on and off your automatic engine start-stop button. Here's your volume power button for your radio. Shifter, okay, nice sporty shifter. And here's going back to this. So let me show you this first. So it does have the option to go manual, right, up and down, you know, as far as changing the gears and all that stuff. What I'm surprised at, with a lot of the Alfa Romeo models, you have those nice column mounted large shifters. That would be so cool if they actually did that on here, but you know, I guess they have to differentiate the model and justify the $10,000 price difference or so. So you have the stability control, electronic stability control off, parking sensors off. You have the electronic parking brake, cup holders, tiny little bit of storage in the back. I do like this. This is again the same material as we've seen on the sides, on the doors, on the seats, this kind of neoprene diving looking material. Take a look at the top. You do have no sunroof on this particular one. And then you have your light controls and then mirrors with a little bit of illumination. Now I bet this car drives. Before we take it on the road, let's take a quick look at the different trim levels and pricing that's available right now. Now the RT is coming, but that's coming later. It's going to be a separate video. As soon as they become available, I'm going to make sure to have it on my channel. But for right now, they have 2 different versions. They have the GT is what I'm sitting in today, and then they have the GT Plus. Let's take a quick look. The GT starts at $29,995, and therefore Dodge claims it is the most powerful sport utility vehicle for under $30,000. Now we of course have to add the destination charge, which would put you over $31,000, but that's, you know, just a small print here. It is powerful. It definitely is, with this new Hurricane 4 engine, 268 horsepower, 295 foot-pounds of torque. It should be pretty impressive on the road. I'm going to check that out in a little bit. It does have a lot of features that are standard on this vehicle. The only things that were added to this is the color, the steel blue color, $495, and then the customer preferred package like the cold weather package. Not sure how it ended up in Florida with the heated seats, heated steering wheel, but you know, that's another, I think, $500. I'm going to list it all in the description of this video. With the GT Plus, you'll get the same powertrain as here, and you'll get the navigation Harman Kardon premium stereo, so you have more speaker, better quality sound. You have the aggressive Dodge brand exterior styling with LED automatic high-low beam lights. This one has the LED lights, but they're not high-low beam automatic ones. And it does have the premium leather interior and improved technology features like navigation, power lift gate, wireless charging. That's what you'll get on the GT Plus. The GT Plus, $35,490 is the starting MSRP, so you pay quite a bit for all the luxury amenities on it. But if you just want a basic compact SUV with the Sting, well, let's see what it can do. Before we take it on the road, let's see how this vehicle handles right here on this parking lot. And right off the bat, I gotta tell you, it is a lot stiffer, a lot sportier than the comparable vehicles, like if we were talking about the Honda HR-V or Toyota Corolla Cross. I mean, this one definitely feels like a sporty vehicle. Now, Mazda CX-30, especially the turbocharged one, is definitely would be the closest one as far as the ride. And let's take a look at the turning diameter. Sitting here, turn the steering wheel all the way to the right. Now we do 1, 2, 3, not even 4. Wow, just under 4 parking spaces. This thing turns on the dime, and it doesn't lean very much as far as the body roll in here. So very impressive as far as the little zippity-zappity vehicle. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to check out the 0 to 60. Traffic is usually crazy everywhere around here. We're going to give it a try anyway. I do like the sound of it. It actually, yeah, there's something about it that makes you want to accelerate. We're at 0, and let's go. Wow, get up to 60 miles per hour relatively quickly. It is definitely a quick sport utility. 268 horsepower on a vehicle this size. You can definitely feel it. And the way that they tuned it, the way that it sits, it definitely is a lot sportier than the competition. There's no question about it. You know, as far as the visibility, I mean, you sit up just slightly higher than you would on the regular sedan or maybe a hatchback, but you do have a nice visibility. The windshield is the right size. You do have quite large mirrors on the side, and you know, if there's nobody sitting in the back, you also have quite good visibility through this mirror right here. So no complaints there. And if you look around, yeah, I mean, just the regular spots where you'll have some blind spots. By the way, it does come standard with the blind spot assist, so I mean that helps you out. The technology helps you out with that safety feature. And I mean, overall, I think it's a great entry-level vehicle. Now the price-wise, okay, it's $29,995, so definitely priced out a bit higher than some of the competitors, especially if we're looking at the subcompact segment, but it's priced, let's say, the same price almost as a base LX CR-V. If you don't need the roominess, but you want that more sporty feel, definitely would be a good contender. It's been a while since I tested a compact domestic SUV. I think the last one was the Buick Encore, which I believe it's in the same category, and I definitely take this over the Encore. Definitely as far as the performance, there's no question about it. I think the Ford has the Eco Sport, because this is a little bit smaller than the Escape, but even with the Escape, this is definitely a sportier one. Well, it depends on what you're comparing it to. If you're comparing it to the larger SUVs, such as CR-V, maybe RAV4, well, it depends on what you need, right? If you need the space, then go for the bigger one. If you don't need the space, this is pretty cool. I encourage you to go to your local dealership and take it for a spin, because this definitely shines on the road the way it performs. I'm not sure how it's going to be on the longer drive. The seats are definitely on the tougher side. Maybe with the GT Plus package, they're going to be a little bit more comfortable with the leather seating and the power adjustments on them. So definitely I'm going to go back and check out the GT GT Plus as soon as they get it. And you can definitely feel that sportiness from both brands. You have that masculinity from Dodge, you have that power and the precision of the Alfa Romeo. Guys, thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to leave me a like, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, there's this little red subscribe button at the bottom of the screen. Make sure you hit that and become part of Matt the Carguy family. Thank you very much once again, and I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.